Oh, I need to plug this in too. So today we are going to talk about another type of ability to reproduce, okay? Before we talked about sexual reproduction, what describes sexual reproduction? Anybody? Say that. All right. So as a result of meiosis, we have 4 cells instead of 2. What do we describe those 4 as, haploid or diploid, Kelsey? Nope. They're haploid because they only have one full set of chromosomes, one full set of complete DNA. Diploid has both. Diploid has both father and mother, a pair. Di means 2, right? So when you have these 4, right here, when you have these 4, instead of having 2 sets, kind of like, well, I guess these would still be sort of considered diploid. Now you only have one full set of each chromosome. Okay, that's haploid. So what was sexual reproduction, though? We actually defined it when we were talking about the sperm and the egg, and the birds and the bees.
Zygote.
What's that?
Zygote.
Zygote? What is a zygote? What's that?
An egg and a sperm.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, when the egg and the sperm come together, they have formed a zygote. Okay? But what's sexual reproduction? It's on that same page. Yes. Okay. Basically, when sex cells are produced and joined.
Fused together.
That's fused together. Fused together means to join together. So when they are made and joined. Why are you blushing over there? You're getting pretty red over there. Okay. Ruddy? Did you say a natural ruddy complexion?
Ruddy, yes.
Okay. Okay, very good. All right. I don't know how to respond to that. Okay. Spores. Spores is hey guys. Okay, so spores are another type of cell. You could call them an organism. Spores are an organism that can then reproduce into itself, okay? Spores, instead of going through sexual reproduction where two eggs or a sperm and an egg are haploid and then come together to form a diploid, spores actually start out as haploid and can actually produce full offspring that are also haploid, okay? Can haploid cells sometimes, do they have a full set of DNA? Do haploids? Yes, they do. So if they're designed to work with just one set of DNA, then sure, why not? Are we designed to work with one full set of DNA? No, we're designed to work with 2 for some crazy reason. Probably because it allows better chance of survival if you have 2. Okay? So we got a pretty sweet design. It's pretty awesome. But there are some that are designed to just produce offspring that are haploid. So spores are small reproductive cells that can develop into a new
Reproductive?
not reproductive.
Reproductive?
Nope. It has to do with how many chromosomes they have. Yep. Say it again.
Haploid?
Haploid. A new haploid organism. So let's compare these two. I put this on you just this morning, so you probably don't have this. Keep in mind, I want to be comparing. This is a comparison between the two, okay? I just want you to say, oh, this is what happens in fertilization. This is what happens in spore reproduction, okay? So fertilization, you have, what do you start out with?
Cell to cell.
Say that again.
Cell to cell.
Okay, cell to cell. Be more specific, Jeff. What do you start out with in fertilization? Not sure. Krusty? What do you start out with fertilization? Anybody? Yeah, and an egg and a sperm. Good. You start with an egg and a sperm, so we can draw this a little bit. And so fertilization, in that you have maybe one chromosome like this, and hey, maybe it has a blue part on it or whatever, right? And then you might have another chromosome that's smaller. Okay. By the way, in humans, the biggest chromosomes are labeled chromosome 1. So chromosome 1 is the biggest. It has 246 million base pairs. 246 million base pairs. Yep. Yep. So, yep, exactly. So with G and C across from each other, that's a base pair. So chromosome 1 has 246 million sets of G and C across from each other, A and T across from each other. Pretty intense. It's a lot, right? The Y chromosome, well, let's talk about the X chromosome. The X chromosome has 153 million base pairs. The Y just has 50 million. So, if the guys come up short, sometimes give us a break. We have less DNA, okay? So, there is sperm. Here is an egg. We'll just say the egg. We'll give it a chromosome of the same size. So, what do we call a chromosome of the same size, like this one and this one?
Homologous.
Homologous. So let's say this is a homologous pair with this, okay? And then say this one is going to be homologous with this. By the way, is this all the chromosomes that are actually in a human cell? How many would be in here? 23. We don't want to draw 23. Okay. If anybody wants to, I don't know. All right, so we have this. And so what happens after that? You have these sperm and egg. What do? They combine. So we're going to show them combining. Boom, boom. Bada bing. Now we have, what's going to be true about the amount of chromosomes here? We're going to have 46. In our picture, what are we going to have?
46.
4, just since we have a fewer amount. And they're going to be these very same ones. So we have this blue one from the mom, and then the blue and red one from the dad. So here's our homologous pair again. So by homologous pair, we know that these two have the same genes for the same thing. So let's say this chromosome has the genes that affect eye color. Actually, there's probably more than one gene that affects eye color. But let's say this contains a gene that affects eye color. This affects a gene that has eye color too. By the way, is this blue and this blue from the same person now?
No.
No. This one is from the mom's dad. Okay? This DNA is from the mom's dad because we labeled it blue. This one is from the dad's, this little genetic information is from the dad's dad. And the rest of this information is from the dad's mom. Isn't that awesome? So you actually have genetic information from 3 of the grandparents on these chromosomes because of the crossing. Because one little bit has switched over. Does that make sense? So that's how you get the variation. You get lots of different mixing. All right, so that's from those 2 parts. Now I have red color, so I'm gonna do this red one with a little bit of blue. I'm gonna put a little red dot in there too. And here's that part. There's that part. So that's fertilization. How would we describe these cells? these two cells regarding how many chromosomes they have? What's that? No. They're haploid because they have only one set of each type. Okay? So this is one type, this is another type, but they only have one of each. So these guys are haploid. And with the whole N thing, how do we label this then? With one N, just an N, like this, okay? So this is N, and down here, how do we label this, Turner? Diploid. Which, if we use the N thing, how many N's would that be, Chapo?
What?
If we did the whole N labeling, like this is N, what would this be?
I don't know. Oh, and 2.
2N, yeah, N2, 2N. So 2N. So each of these is an N, and then make 2N, right? Let's show spores then. Oh, by the way, so fertilization goes from N to 2N. You can add a little fill in the blank there. Spore reproduction goes though from
2N to N.
2N to N.
2N to 3N.
Actually, it is just N to N, okay? So here's how this works. A spore, I don't think spores cross over. Hey girls, what you talking about? How about that?
You should share that.
Okay, spores. So this spore might have, I'm gonna not label that blue, because there is no father-mother thing going on with spores. It's just chromosomes. It came from its parent from before. So let's say it has these chromosomes. Now, all it's going to do is make 2 daughter cells that have the exact same. Any questions so far? Anything that might be confusing about this right here? I have one. What's that? Yes, that's exactly right. It started out with 2, right? Then it broke into 2 daughter cells with 2 each also. That's total 4. Did the chromosomes just appear?
No.
Probably not. What do you think happened in between these stages?
Something happened.
Mitosis.
But between this, DNA replication would have to happen. And then splitting. Okay. That sounds a little bit like what process?
Mitosis.
Mitosis, maybe? Yeah. Or I guess, where does DNA replication happen though?
Base?
Well, oh yes, in the nucleus. What stage I meant though? Interphase, yeah. So, interphase, DNA replication happens probably, before the cell splits. Hey guys, shut your computers, please. All right. Good, very good. All right, now we've talked about this one before. What is the main difference between mitosis and meiosis? This is the new notes that I handed out yesterday. What is the difference between mitosis and meiosis?
Real busy.
A little bit. Can you come in another time? Let's see. How about can you come in next period by chance? Okay. What is the main difference between mitosis and meiosis? Go ahead and think about it and write your thoughts down. And then I'll have you talk about it with each other. I want to see what you have. And think about the purpose. think about purpose. How are they different in purpose?
What time is the championship game there?
Jeff, are you going?
Jeff, you're going to it?
Monday.
Jeff's going to it?
They're gonna.
16
more.
No.
Actually, BDS probably. There we go. BDS says as good as a game as it is.
Well, you do that.
Actually, no.
Where? No. BDS.
I know. Shooting. It's like normally they shoot.
I don't live that far away from them. But still, if you just pressure, I mean, they hold me. Turn or sit in the whole night.
I really don't want to watch BDS.
I'll see a little. When you go to Pike Lane, you ready to jump? Are you ready to jump?
All right. I'm liking the track that it's going. I've seen a lot of good differentiation between mitosis and meiosis. So one thing that we want to be aware of is why. Why does this stuff happen? You know, what's the purpose behind all this? So the main purpose of mitosis, I think Kylie had it right.
Mitosis, so it'll be the same, it makes two cells. Meiosis, so they're different, and it makes four cells.
Make two of the same cells. Meiosis. As much variety as possible. Okay? Let's put that. As much variety as possible. Why do we want cells in mitosis? Well, and go ahead and write this. You mentioned some stuff, AG, that was kind of, it goes hand in hand with this. What did you say?
Mitosis is used for body cells and meiosis is used for sex cells.
Yeah. So body cells is pretty much everything in your body except the sex cells, right? So your body cells, I mean, do you want the cells inside your body to be different all the time from the ones before them? I mean, no. You want consistency within your body so your body can recognize things and that sort of thing. Now, why is variety a good thing when making sex cells? Yeah, so you're not exactly like your parents. And half the class says, "Oh, thank goodness I'm not exactly like my parents." Yeah. But, I'm acting like my mother. I've thought similar thoughts. So, you know, so we have this variety that meiosis brings allows us as people to have different offspring. And so we'll kind of continue to look into this, but let's say one offspring is big and strong, and the other one is a little bit scrawny, but they're super smart. Okay? Do you see some of that a little bit in your family? Maybe one person's big and strong and super smart, and they got everything. But that's me. But why would it be beneficial to have at least a good amount of variety there? From a survival standpoint.
So you have a little bit of everything.
Your kids have a little bit of everything.
There's a
One,
zombie apocalypse, someone can do something.
maybe, who knows? Okay.
TNT.
But yeah, like everybody has something. So why might it be beneficial for everybody to have a little something?
So everyone.
Okay,
is
hold on.
the
Can you
same.
raise your hands? Raise your hands. Well, from a survival standpoint, why might it be beneficial for all your offspring to be a little different?
Yeah, we'll be doing this just like your little brother.
Okay. Awkward if you're just like your little brother.
Like survival, we're trapping on
Sure. I mean, I'm talking about anything. Like, let's say
Zombie apocalypse.
let's say all the electricity goes out and everybody's left to defend for themselves. Or in another instance, wolves come and attack your farmstead. You know, like I'm talking anything. I'm talking. Yeah. No, seriously.
Get a shock.
Guys, I'm serious though.
Or a zombie apocalypse.
Why would it be beneficial to have a big difference? Or let's say the person who it's a business world and the person who's smarter can figure better stuff out. I feel like AP's been answering a lot. Okay, Josie.
Like, they might think differently than you, like, way differently than you, have different ideas.
Okay, they might think differently to you. So maybe the person who got the smart genes,
Fight or flight.
they are better suited to develop a plan to survive. Okay?
People have different skills for different
I
jobs.
know.
They do, exactly. And so, Sarah.
Wolves don't get tired of the same thing.
No, they don't.
McKenna.
So then we aren't all like, there's a difference between Katie and I, because Katie can do stuff and I can't. And if we all had to survive, let's be honest, we'd both die if we were.
Like she gets hers every week.
That's true.
It's true.
No,
Jenny gets hers.
that's exactly right. Sure.
Differences.
The idea is, yes, maybe there's a circumstance in which your family is put in a situation where you need a lot of labor, like physical labor, and having a big burly son would be kind of nice. There would be another situation in which someone who can run a long ways or really fast would be beneficial. Are you guys getting the idea behind this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can move on. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's kind of what I want you guys thinking about. Now, so that's why we need meiosis. That's why we need variety. Mitosis. Well, we are one person. It's not like I need different variety to.
We are one.
Okay, now
Thank you, Kelsey. So we need the cells to be similar in our body, but we want our offspring to be different from us. I want my kids to be smarter, faster than I am. But all right. So hey, guess what? That might encourage you guys with your dating choices. You know, makes it. I'm serious. I'm serious. Make good choices.
That's what my mom says, like, too.
Like, yeah, seriously. Because let's look at this, guys. Half of your children's genes are going to be your spouses or whatever. You
I
know,
love that.
make good choices. And I'm not talking. You have to find the most handsome guy out there. It's not. I'm not saying don't, but okay, guys. So when you're thinking about this stuff, look at character. Look at a lot of different things. It's really important. And yes, genes are important, but character is far more important. but sometimes those things mix together. Anyway, are we done with the dating talk now?
No.
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 Zombie apocalypse.
All right. There are two main parts of meiosis that make this difference. Okay, this difference between mitosis making same cells and these being opposite. There are two main parts of meiosis that make this happen. We've talked about it a little bit. In the late blank,
1460s.
which phase of meiosis?
Phase.
In late prophase, by the way, we should say late prophase 1, okay? Late prophase 1 in meiosis. Something happens that we've seen a little bit of. The maternal chromosomes meet with the paternal chromosomes and often wind around each other. This forms what is called a
Spindle.
Nope, a tetrad. I'll give it to you because I don't know if you would ever figure it out. What does tetra mean anyway?
Tetra is.
I love that game.
Tetra.
Isn't that a type of game?
Tetris is based on the same word. How many? Look. Think about the shapes. Think about the shapes in Tetris.
Blocks.
Cat.
They're blocks.
Meant to fit together.
They make to go fall and boom. They messed up. This was like fitting each other. A hole here. That's how you're supposed to.
Anything in common here?
They all have four.
They all have 4 blocks. That's why they call it Tetris. Because there's 4 blocks in each shape. They're just arranged differently.
There's that one with one.
Sure. Take a look. What's that?
There's that one with one.
Nuh-uh,
It's like the 3 and then there's one up. Oh, yeah.
What is this?
I know.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't play it. I don't know.
Tetris.
Childhood has been alive.
No, it's you're just enlightened now. Tetris comes from the word tetra, which means
4.
4. Tetrad is 4. That's what tetra means. So a tetrad has how many chromosomes in it? 4.
I'm just guessing.
So here's what's going on. The mom chromosome meets up with the dad chromosome, and they
play Tetris.
They cross. They're crossing like this. Okay. Do you know where this is headed?
The
To the south.
It is. What's up? Still 4.
Okay, it does split. But well,
I know what I meant.
do you know what's going to happen next? When they cross, we've talked about it already. Yep. The ends crisscross. They switch. Sometimes they exchange parts at the place they wound around each other. Okay. That being this point right here. Okay. This is often called
Pizza.
Chicken.
It is called. We might have. It's called crossing over. Have we had this term yet? Okay. Well, it's crossing over. So we are going to watch a video on crossing over.
The process of crossing over, which occurs during meiosis, is one of the most important genetic events, for it guarantees the individual characteristics of each one of us. When the 2 homologous chromosomes lie side by side, breaks occur in the chromosomes and corresponding lengths of the chromosome are interchanged. This crossing over disrupts the original sequence of the alleles and interchanges parts of both maternal and paternal chromosomes so that the possible number of gametes with different genetic information that any individual can produce is almost incalculable. This is why a child may inherit his father's nose and his mother's eyes.
I know. That was probably the most intense voice I've heard in a long time, huh? So this is called crossing over. So let's kind of draw the result of that over here. Let's turn the lights back on.
Turn that light.
Or one on. So this guy, this red chromosome now has,
Your life.
that red chromosome now has blue, and the blue one now has red. What? I'm crazy. Okay. So again, that's how, yes.
How does it pick between a boy and a girl? Do they come together?
Like when a child is formed in the mother's womb.
Yeah.
Basically, the fastest sperm. It's basically the fastest sperm gets there and gets the prize.
Wait, I think you mean
Just
how
saying.
does it determine whether it's a boy or a girl?
Yeah.
Is that
Okay. I'm gonna pause this for a second. So, all right, guys. This is what's happening. Let's say down here. Let's see here. Let's say down here. This has a gene for blue. Let's say the mom has a gene for blue eyes down here, and the dad has a gene for brown eyes.
Wouldn't the brown win though because it's the dominant trait?
If they get the brown eye gene.
Yeah.
can I?
Yeah, you gotta get that right first.
Because remember, this is in meiosis, right? So let's say the brown eye gene is here and blue eyes are here. So here's a gene for blue eyes, and this is for brown. And up here, let's say there's a gene for, up here there's a gene for red hair. Okay.
Don't be a hater, Krusty.
And up here there's, I should have drawn that in a different spot. Let's say right here there's a gene for, instead of red hair, let's say brown hair again. Now,
Red hair, blue eyes.
red hair, blue eyes. Or do redheads have, what color do redheads have? Okay.
It's Christmas.
Okay, we'll say green then.
Christmas hair.
Green eyes. Okay? Now, if these then cross over, remember, this is going to split off with this. And these guys are going to line up along the middle. So, we're going to have, in metaphase 2, we're going to have, we're going to have these guys line up with each other, blue. I'm crazy. Hey guys. Hopefully nobody was copying that.
No.
Oh, awesome. I feel really good about myself.
I copied one of them, not that one.
So here's what happens. Each of these is going to go to a different gamete, right? Meiosis splits things off into 4 cells, right? Each of these is going to get a different gamete. So this one is going to produce a gamete that may give the child red hair and green eyes. But this one would then, what would be true about the eyes?
They'd be green.
Still green. They wouldn't be red eyes. But the hair color would be what? It's from the dad.
So
Brown.
blue.
So
Black, whatever.
so the dad had what hair?
Blue hair.
Yellow.
Brown.
Brown hair. So now this one would give the genetic information for brown hair and green eyes. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that this is where they're lined up. I don't know where they're lined up on our chromosomes. But then this one would have what colored hair?
Red.
Red hair. And what about their eyes?
Brown.
Brown eyes. See, this probably isn't possible, but just go with these.
Wait, Derek, what color?
And then this chromosome would have the same qualities as the dad did, okay? So are you seeing how crossing over gives a lot more variety?
Join mine already.
All right. Okay, the second part. In metaphase 1 of 4, meiosis. Metaphase 1 happens in meiosis. Chromosomes do not. You're technically right.
Depart.
Separate.
Not sort of line up. Do something in the middle.
Do
They
not
do not straddle the middle. They sit across from the chromosomes that are the same
Tight.
size.
Yeah.
What are chromosomes that are the same size called?
Straddling.
Homologs.
Homologs.
So they go across from their homologs. And so that allows, if it splits down the middle, like this, they're going to make, what's going to be the result from this?
The same. Wait.
Yep.
Same thing.
The same thing. If these are straddling the equator, you get the same result in both cells.
So then they just have one little wormy thing on both of them?
What's that?
On the side.
Yeah. And with this, they go across from each other, okay? So when this splits, it's not going to be the exact same. Let's say this was red. These guys are red. They're not going to be the same, okay? Not same. And this is meiosis, metaphase 1. So results in not the same. This is
Mitosis.
metaphase of mitosis, yeah. So did you guys get that written down? So this is the idea. If they're straddled, you're going to have the exact same result. If they're across from each other, well, whatever's over here is going to go over here. And it doesn't have to necessarily be the same. Even though they're homologs, they can have different genes. Man, this stuff is taking a lot longer.
This stuff
than I was
is
planning on.
awesome.
I'm sorry. So tomorrow we're gonna assess. Hey guys, stop. We're going to do a little bit of a review and summary of the differences between mitosis and meiosis Monday, and then we will be able to look at the differences between males and females in meiosis because there's a little difference. There are a couple differences between males and females.
The X and Y chromosomes are thing.
Well, yeah, that. But did you know that women are done doing meiosis before they're born? Girls have already gone through all the meiosis that they will in their life before they're born.
That's not great.
Sorry. Hey.
Think about somebody
Jacob.
Show them the actions, Jake. It'd be like,
Yep, that was Monday. What's going on Monday anyway?
Honor choir.
Oh, what?
Honor choir.
Honor choir.
I don't think I'm gonna go though, so I might be here. I think you should.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't like people. I really don't like females and the combination of the two. I don't want to be. I work on our health project.
Why don't you like females?
Bleh.
I need to print something out here.
Good job.
Good job, proud of you. Good job.
Oh, that's the worst when people fart as they walk out the door. So it's like it stays in here, you know.
right here. You sign this.
Okay, Monday. Are you honor choir too?
Yeah.
We'll go over test.
What? I want to.
Sweet.
Let's sit back right. Don't make sense.
Thank you.
E.
You're right here. Dude, what your dad look like?
Oh, shoot. Whoops. I need to stop recording.